Have you ever been absolutely certain about something and then realized you were completely wrong? Maybe you were convinced a friend was mad at you, but they were just tired. Or you remembered an event one way, and someone who was there tells you it happened totally differently. Or you made a decision you were sure was logical, but looking back, it made no sense at all. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain lies to you every single day. Not because something is wrong with you, but because that's exactly how the human brain was designed to work. Today, we're going to break down the 4 biggest ways your brain distorts reality and what you can do about it. The first one is called confirmation bias. Your brain doesn't actually search for the truth. It searches for evidence that proves what it already believes. Think about the last time you had an argument with someone. Did you go into it genuinely open to being wrong? Probably not. Your brain was already scanning for every piece of information that confirmed your point and quietly filtering out anything that didn't. This happens in every area of life. If you believe you're unlucky, you'll notice every bad thing that happens and ignore the good. If you believe someone doesn't like you, you'll interpret everything they do as proof of that. Even a neutral look, even silence. Psychologists call this a cognitive bias, a mental shortcut your brain takes to save energy. And it's incredibly powerful. Studies show that people will reject facts, ignore experts, and abandon logic just to protect a belief they already hold. The fix? Before making a judgment, ask yourself one question. What would have to be true for me to be wrong? Just that one question can interrupt the pattern. The second lie your brain tells you is about your memories. Most people think memory works like a camera, recording events exactly as they happened, storing them, and playing them back accurately. But that's not how it works at all. Memory is reconstructive. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it from scratch. And in the process, it fills in gaps, edits details, and is influenced by how you feel right now. This was proven in a famous experiment by psychologist Elizabeth Loftus. She showed participants footage of a car accident. Then she asked some of them, how fast were the cars going when they smashed into each other? And asked others the same question, but using the word contacted instead of smashed. The group who heard the word smashed reported the cars going significantly faster, and a week later, they were more likely to falsely remember seeing broken glass in the video. There was no broken glass. A single word changed their memory. This is why eyewitness testimony is so unreliable. And it's why 2 people can experience the exact same event and remember it completely differently, and both believe they're telling the truth. Your memories are not recordings. They are stories your brain rewrites every time you remember them. The third way your brain deceives you is through the negativity bias. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you alive. And for most of human history, staying alive meant paying very close attention to threats. So your brain evolved to weight negative experiences far more heavily than positive ones. A single criticism hits harder than 5 compliments. One bad day ruins a great week. One argument overshadows months of a good relationship. Neuroscientists have found that the brain processes negative stimuli faster, stores them more vividly, and recalls them more easily than positive ones. This made perfect sense when our ancestors needed to remember where the predator was, not where the nice flowers were. But today, it means your brain is constantly amplifying what's wrong, what's dangerous, what could go wrong, while minimizing everything that's going well. You're not a pessimist. You're human. But knowing this bias exists gives you a choice. When you catch yourself spiraling on one negative thing, it's your brain doing its ancient job, not an accurate reflection of reality. The fourth and final lie is the most dangerous one, the illusion of self-knowledge. We all walk around with a story about who we are. I'm a patient person. I'm not materialistic. I would never do something like that. But research in psychology shows again and again that we have very limited access to our own motivations, impulses, and behaviors. In one study, people were given 2 photos and asked to choose which face they found more attractive. Then, without them knowing, the researchers switched the photos and handed them the one they didn't choose. More than 70% of participants not only failed to notice the switch, they confidently explained why they preferred the face they were now holding, a face they had just rejected. This is called choice blindness. And it reveals something profound. We don't just make choices and then explain them. We make choices, and then we make up reasons that feel true, but often aren't. We are strangers to ourselves in ways we don't even realize. So, what do you do with all of this? The goal isn't to stop trusting your brain. You can't function without it. The goal is to hold your thoughts a little more loosely, to build in moments of doubt, to ask, is this what's actually happening, or is this just my brain's version of it? Because the moment you realize your brain is telling you a story, you get to decide whether to believe it. That's where real self-awareness begins. If this video made you think differently about how your mind works, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper into the psychology of the human mind, subscribe. We're just getting started.